So let us assume that the number it is stored in NUM. So, so let us take that number as say 89. Okay, and we have to check whether the number that is present in num, whether it is a prime number or not. So what is the definition of a prime number? So a prime number, if you take prime number, if you take prime number is a number which is divisible only by itself and 1. Okay, for example, right, if you take say 11. Okay, now 11 is a prime number because if I try to divide it by 2, my remainder won't be 0. If I try to divide it by 3, again it is not a divisor. If I divide it by 4, it is not a divisor, right? If I divide it by 5, again I'm getting some remainder. Okay. If I divide it by 6, again I'm getting some remainder. Divided by 7, it is again I'm getting a remainder, right? Now my objective is, right, if I divide it by a number, if I divide it by a number that is lesser than that 11, and if the remainder is 0, then that means the one that I divided is a divisor of 11. Okay, so I try to divide it by say 8. Okay, and the 8, right, it is not dividing 11. Okay, so I'm getting some remainder as 3. So as a result, right, 8 is not a divisor of 11. Okay, so again I try with 10, 9, I try with 10. So all these things are not divisors of 11. As a result, I can go and say that 11 is a prime number. Okay, because 11 has only two prime factors, right? Only it is having only two factors. Okay, two divisors. One is 11 itself, the other one is 1. Okay, so that is the only possible factors that are available for 11. So the same logic, right, we will try to do it in a while loop. Okay, so let us keep an I value, right? So let us now I value, right, I am going to start with 2. The reason why I am starting with 2 is uh, a prime number, it is divisible by 1. Okay, any number it is divisible by 1. Then I have to go and check whether it is divisible by 2, is it divisible by 3, is it divisible by 4. Like this, right, you go on until you reach that number. Okay, so let us try with 2, right? And then after this, you let this. You have to check whether we have reached the limit for I. Okay, so what is the limit for I? So I, we are starting with 2, and it has to go up to NUM minus 1. So this is the limit for that. Okay. Now while loop starts. Okay, now, right, we have to divide the number. Okay, so num mod I. So this will give me the remainder. Right, now if this remainder, if it is equal to 0, right, then I can write a if here. So if it is equal to 0, then this is not prime, right? This is not prime. Okay. Suppose if it is not 0, if the remainder is not 0, then what will happen? Then, right, I have taken I is equal to 2. That is this step, and then we have checked whether it is lesser than 11. So that is this step. Okay, and this number we are dividing 11 divided by 2, and we are taking the remainder. So 11 divided by 2, you take the remainder. So remainder is 1. It is not 0. Okay, so if the remainder is 0, I can go and say that it is not prime. Okay, now the remainder is not 0. Then what I have to do? So you have to increment this 2 so that, right, it points to 3 now. Okay, so we will do an I is equal to I plus 1. Okay, so now, right, it gets incremented. Now we have to continue this loop again. Okay, so after this step, after 9th step, we have to go back to 6th step, right? And again, right, you check whether I is within the limits of line, within the limits of 11. Again, you check whether 11 mod 3, right? So now I value becomes 3. So 11 mod 3, is it equal to 0? Okay, if it is not a 0, then again go and increment this I. So now I will become 4. Okay, so these values are I. Okay, and this is your num. So again, right, go to 4, again you check that whether it is 0, go to 5, again check whether it is 0, go to 6, go to 7, 7, 8, 9, and up to 10, which is, right, num minus 1. So num is 11, so 11 minus 1, it is 10. So we will be checking up to 10. Okay. So next problem, right, so we have completed this, right? So for example, right, I can go and print it here that suppose if the remainder is 0, then it means that the num value, okay, the num value is divisible by I. Okay. So right, so if num mod I is equal to 0, then that means, right, I is a divisor of num, or num is divisible by I. Okay, so let us try this. For example, take the case of 10. So what is the expected output? We are expecting that we have to get, when I is equal to 2 itself, right? So it will go inside this, right? Here again, right, it go here. Now num is 10, so 10 mod 2 is it, if it is it equal to 0. Okay, so if it is equal to 0, then I will get it as 10 is divisible by 2. Okay, so it is 0, so I have to get it is divisible by 2. Again, right, the loop will repeat for I is equal to 3. And again, right, we will check whether it is mod 3 equal to 0. So for 3, I won't get an output. For 4, again, right, it is not a divisor. For 5, I have to get an output. For 6, it will not be an output. 7, 8, 9. For these things, right, we will not get an output. Okay. So if you see, we will be getting an output for 2 and 5 because 2 and 5 are the devices of 10. Okay. So let's try this. So you see here, now only for right, now 2 for 11 mod 2, so that remainder is 0. So we will be getting number is 10, so 10 is divisible by, what is I value now? I value is 2. So 10 is divisible by 2 and 10 is divisible by 5. Only for these two, for which are the factors of the number, only for these two we will be getting an output. Okay, for we won't get an output for 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9 because they are not the factors of num. Okay, so is it clear? So any doubts you have? So this is our first step. Okay, we are finding the factors of the given number. Now we have to check whether okay, suppose if what will happen if I give 11? Okay, now if I give the number as 11, what will be the output for this program? So what is the output that will be produced for when number is equal to 11? You can even type it in the chat box. No, anyone? So even if it is wrong, not a problem. Okay, so 11 is divisible by 11. Okay, so Ilangovan, right? He has provided the correct answer. Okay, we will not get any output. Okay, we will get only completed. Okay, the for 11, right? See, this loop is running only for. It is starting from I, but it is running only up to 10 because we are having here num minus 1. Okay, so for 11, num minus 1 will be 11 minus 1, 10. Okay, so this loop it will go from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only up to 10. When it is 10, it will come out of the, right. Up when it is 11, if it is 10, right, it will go inside, right, and after that I will become 11. Then again you come to the while loop, right, and then check the condition. Okay, now it is 11 lesser than 10. The condition is false. Then it will come out of this. Okay, so it won't be executed for 11. When I is equal to 11, it won't be executed. Otherwise, we will get the output as 11 is divisible by I. For example, right, if this n condition is not num minus 1, if it is num, then I will get the output as 11 is divisible by your 11. Okay, so that we will get. And it has to be lesser than or equal to. So lesser than or equal to num, then we will get this output. Okay, so this is only right a lesser than. Okay, and what is the upper limit of this? Right. So what is the upper limit of this? So that you can decide. So either we can go up to num. Okay, say lesser than or equal to num. Okay, and in that case, right, it will be divisible by that number, so we will lose it. Okay, so the condition it will be I lesser than num, or I lesser than or equal to num minus 1. Okay, so the previous case, right, this equal to is missing. Okay, because right, it will stop at 9. Okay, so we will have this condition as lesser than or equal to num minus 1, so it will go up to 10. What will be the output for this? As you can see, we are not getting any output because 2, 3, 4, 5. So any of these i's, these are not a divisor of 11. So as a result, we are not getting any output. Okay, and when it is coming out of this while loop, okay, when it is coming out of this while loop, now what I can say about the I value? So I value will be, it will be equal to num. Okay, because right, when it is equal to num minus 1, it will go inside, and then here we are having I is equal to I plus 1. So num value, now I value will be incremented. Then right, num I will become num minus 1 plus 1 now. Okay, what is num minus 1 plus 1? It is num itself. Okay, so when I is equal to num, right, what is happening here? Num lesser than or equal to num minus 1, right? But the condition is false, right? So it is coming out of this. Okay, when I is equal to num, it is coming out of this while loop. Okay, so next slide we are going to see a statement called as break. Okay, now why we require a break is, so suppose right, my number is say 49. Okay, I'm running this. Now 49 is divisible only by 7. Okay, so for these things, right, it is not a problem. Now suppose right, I have a number say 18. Okay, you see here, we are finding all the factors of 18. See, 18 is divisible by 2, it is divisible by 3, it is divisible by 6, it is divisible by 9. Now as soon as I find that 2 is a factor of 18, right, so 18 divided by 2 here is equal to 0. Now I know that right, 2 is a factor of 18, so I am going and printing here as 18 is divisible by 2. Now even if you find one factor other than the number and 1, it is not a prime number. Is it not? Okay, so so even right, even if I get one print statement, right, even if I get one print statement, then the number is not prime, because the remainder is 0. Now as a result, it is not a prime number. Okay, then what I can do is I can immediately come out of the so rather than right again incrementing this I and again checking for the other numbers, I can immediately come out of this while, because right, doing these things, right, checking whether 18 is divisible by 3, 18 is divisible by 6, 18 is divisible by 9. So these are some extra work we are doing. Okay, so even if you find one factor other than 1 and the number itself, it is not a prime number. Okay, so here I can use a break, right? So what is the purpose of a break? Now the purpose of a break is, as soon as it encounters this statement, it will come out of this while loop and it proceeds to line number 11. It will come to line number 11, which is a comment. Okay, immediately it will come out of this while loop. It will not go to the next iteration. That is the purpose of break. Okay. So let us try this again, right? So now, so take the number, it is 18. So when I is equal to 2, we will get so 18 mod 2, which is equal to 0. So we will go here. It will print this line. 18 is divisible by 2. And after that, we are using a break. So it will come out of the while loop. So from here, the control will be coming out to, so from break, right, from line number 9, it will come to 11. And then it will go and print completed. Okay, so let us try this. So you see here, 18 is divisible by 2. And then we are having a break now. So it is coming here. Now what will happen if I give 11? Now 11 is not a, so 11 is not a, it is not divisible by 2. Okay. Now as a result, right, it will not, this condition will become false. So it will go to I is equal to I plus 1, and then it will continue the while loop. Okay. So we have to check whether break is not executed for that. So as you can see, break is not executed because, right, uh, if you want, right, you can print I value here, something like this, checking for say I is equal to, right, and then an I. So that, right, you will know what we are doing. So you see here, we are checking for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? But none of these are factors of 11. None of these are factors of 11. Okay, so it is not going inside this if statement. So if is these two statements belong to this if block. Okay, and the while block, it is starting from here and up to this, it is while block. Okay, so so for 11, right, we are not getting inside this if condition, so we will not be executing this break. Okay, so now, right, let me comment this. Now if the number is not prime, sorry, if the number is prime, right, if the number is prime, we will come to completed. Okay, if the number is not prime, we will print that it is divisible by some other number, right, which is lesser than the number. It is divisible by, we have found a factor, we will print that factor, and after that we are having a break statement. Okay, now but my objective is not finding the divisor. My objective is given a number, I have to find, I have to print whether that number is a prime number or not. Okay, then what I can do? So what I can do is after the while loop is completed, right? We are getting this completed, right? So after this while loop is completed, here we can go and check for the condition that so we have found all the factors of 11 or all the factors of num. Okay, and suppose, right, suppose if any one of the, or any one of the i's, we are getting a 0, then, right, that is a factor and we are breaking the loop, so it will come out of this loop. Okay, that is one way of coming out of the while loop. Another way of coming out of the while loop is the while will go for every value of I, and it has reached the limit. Okay, it has reached this condition. This condition is becoming false, and because of that it is coming out of the while loop. So there are two ways this while loop can be broken, right? So one is by using this break, we are coming out of this while loop, and another way is the while test condition, it has become false, and because of that we are coming out of this while loop. There are two cases. Okay, so if we have come from break, okay, now suppose, right, if we have from break, now what will be the I value? Okay, what can you say about the I value? Now I can say that so I value will be lesser than your num. I value will be lesser than this one. Okay. Now suppose if I am coming from if I am coming from the false case of this, what is the false case of this? I has to be num. See, the false case is I is equal to num. This is the last condition that it will check. Okay. So if it is coming from break, I value will be lesser than num. If it is coming from the condition, if the condition is false, then I value will be equal to. So what we can do is, so we can check this condition at the end of this while loop, right? We can check this condition. So is it, what is the I value? Okay, and based on that we can decide. Okay. So here we can check for the condition whether I value is lesser than num. Now if it is lesser than num, right, I go and print. So if it is lesser than num, what is happening? If it is lesser than num, we are coming from break. Okay, now when we are coming from break, we have found a factor. Now when we found a factor, the number is not prime. Okay, so the number is NUM is not prime. What is the condition for prime number? Then the condition, right? Then the condition is false, and because of that, we haven't printed the number, right? We haven't found any factors for that number, and then we are having a break here, so it is coming from break. Okay, it is coming out of the while loop because of that break. So I can go and check here whether I is lesser than num. If it is lesser than m, then we are printing the number is not prime. Okay. If it is a prime number, then it will continue. This I will continue for all the iterations. Okay, and then we will get the last value of I. What is the last value of I? Last value of I will be I is equal to num. When I is equal to num, it will come out of this while loop. So check whether I is equal to num. So if it is equal to num, so we will print number. Oh, we are getting the output, right? So 11, if we take 11, for 11, right, we are getting the number is prime. So it is correct. So let us check whether, let us give another number, say 49, and check whether we are getting the correct number. So you see here, 49 is divisible by 7. So 49 is not prime number. Okay. What about 121? Again, 121 is divisible by 11. So 121 is not a prime number. Okay. So for example, let's take say 57. See here, 57 is divisible by 3. Right. So 57 is not a prime number. Okay. So is it okay? So any doubts you have? So this is right. One way of writing this. One way of see at the end of this loop, we are checking what is the I value. Okay. Now I value will be equal to num if we are if we have come to the last iteration of this while loop. Okay, and the condition is becoming false. Okay. Now suppose if we are coming out of this while loop because of break, then right I value will be lesser than this number. Okay. So that is the idea. Now another way of so if this is confusing, right? If this is confusing, another way of simple way of doing it is, so we will comment this. Go to edit, toggle command. Okay. If this is confusing, we can start like this. Okay, so I'm repeating the same code. I less than or equal to num minus 1 colon. Okay, and then so we are checking whether if num or I equal to 0. If that is the case, so num is divisible by I. Okay. And then right, if that is not the case, you increment I and then go to the next iteration of the loop. So this is where right we started. Okay, this is where we started, and we have seen that rather than checking once we find a single factor other than 100 itself, right? So we can break this loop. So we are using a break here. Okay, and then right when the loop ends, so we have to print whether it is a prime number or whether it is not a prime number. So what we can do is I can define a flag here. Okay, so let us keep that flag value as say 10. Now as soon as I find a factor, let us modify that value, flag value as 20. Now we are coming to the end of the loop. So here we are, let us say completed. Okay, so at this point, so what will be flag value? Okay. So what is the value of flag? Now suppose if I give, suppose right, if the number is prime number, what will be the value of flag? If the number is not a prime number, what will be the value of flag? So we have initialized the value of flag as 10. Okay, and then it is continuing, it is checking whether starting from 2 till your num minus 1, it is checking whether is it a factor. Okay, and if it is a factor, then it will go and print this statement, and after that flag value will change as 20 and it will have a break. Okay, and then right, it will come out of this while loop, right? Now, when it is coming out of the while loop because of this break, what will be flag value, right? Suppose, right, if the number is prime, then it will not go inside this if condition. Now, as a result, right, it will continue to the last iteration of this while, and as a result, the test condition will become false at some point, and we are coming out of this while loop because of test condition has failed. Okay, so if test condition has failed and we have come out of the while loop, what will be the flag value? If we are coming from break, what will be the flag value? You can type it in chat box also. So any answer? So when while fails, flag is 10. Okay, so that is very good. See, uh, if the flag is having an initial value 10, so if the while is, if we are coming out of the while loop because the condition is becoming false, then right, the flag value will not be altered because it haven't gone inside this, right? We are not executing this break, so flag value will not be 20. Okay, it will be the initial value of flag, so it is 10. Okay, so suppose if we have found a factor, then what is happening? Flag value is becoming at 20. It is reassigned as 20. Okay, so if flag value is equal to 10, original value, then that means right, it is a prime number, right? And if the flag value is, if the flag value is 20, then that means it is not a prime number. So by using such a flag, what do you mean by a flag is like a switch. Okay, so you can use it to check the status of something. Okay, so a flag, if flag is equal to 20, right, it is not a prime number. So I can go here. We can check the flag value at the end of this. Say the flag is equal to 10. Right? Go on print number. It's prime number. Right? Suppose if flag is equal to 20, then we can go and print the number is not prime number. Okay. So if you take here, right, 57, what is happening? 57. So I value is 2, right? So we have to start with 2. So for 57, right? So it is coming here. 57 is divisible by 3, right? So it is not divisible by 2. So it is I value is incremented again, and I value is becoming 3. Now mod 3, it is 0. So it is going inside this. It is printing this statement, and after that flag value is modified as 20. Okay. So if you want, right, when the loop is completed, you can go and print flag value like this. So when the loop is completed, flag value is, when the loop is completed, flag value is 20. Okay, why it is 20? Because it is divisible by 3. Okay, so flag value got modified, right? And when flag value is equal to 20, I can go and print it is not a prime number. Okay. Now what will happen if I have, say, 7? Now, when the loop is completed, so what is the flag value? Flag value was 10 because it is not going inside this. So as a result, this statement will never be executed. So flag value, it retains the original value, that is 10. So when I come out of this while loop, I check whether flag is equal to 10, and then we are printing whether if it is 10, then we are printing it as a prime number. So this is right another way of doing it. So rather than assigning right again 10 and 20, the flag can have only any one of the two values. Either it will be 10 in this program, or it will be 20. Okay, so we can use a Boolean variable here. I can just say that as say true, right? I can assign a value true to flag. So that will make this flag as a Boolean variable. Okay. then right, I can go here and I can say that it's false. Okay. So what is it we are testing? We are testing whether the number is a prime number. Okay. And the initial value of flag, we are having it as true. If you count any one factor, then flag is equal to, we are setting this flag as false. Okay. Now I can write here, this is the initial value. So initial value is true, right? And here it will, flag value will become false if I count any one of the factors. So we are printing it is not prime. Again, for the same, we have to get the same result. As you can see, when the loop is completed, flag value is true. Okay, it is not changed to false. Okay. As a result, you can go and print it as additional square. So this is a simple improvisation, right, that we make to this previous loop. That's all. So instead of 10 and 20, we are changing that as true and false. So any doubts you have up to this? So we have seen two ways of doing this prime number. One is by using your flag, okay, and the other one is there is no need for flag. We can check with the value of I itself. That is the first case that we have. What do you mean by break statement? Let us see that. So we see here. So this is the condition. So while true. Now the while true, right, it is going to be an infinite loop. Okay, it will run right. See, the condition will never become false. Okay, it will run for infinite number of times. Okay, then the only way of coming out of this loop is you have to use a break. So these statements, it is present inside this while loop. Okay, so while it is true, it is always true. So it will go and execute this. It will go and execute this. It will go and execute this. Okay. Now what we are doing, this is input. What is input? Input is getting some string from the user. So it will get some string from the user. Okay. And what is the message that we are giving it to the user? It is a greater than this one. That's all. Okay. And then right, the user has typed hello there. And then if the we are checking whether that string that has been entered there, is it equal to done? If it is done, we are using a break. Okay. So you see here. So if it is done, right, whatever the user has typed, if it is equal to done, then we are using a break here. Now break, it will make this loop to come. Okay, it will come out of this while loop. Okay, as soon as we encounter this break, it will come into this. Suppose if done is not there, okay, suppose the user has typed hello there, then what will happen? This condition will fail. It will not go inside this. Okay, so this is present inside this loop. Okay, and then it will go and print whatever the user has typed. So it will print hello there. Suppose the user has typed finished. Again, right, it will come here. It will check whether finished is equal to done. It is not. So it will go and print finished. Okay. And then after this line, it will go to the next iteration of while loop. What is the next iteration of while loop? Again, there is no condition here. The condition is always true. So it will go and get the next input from the user. Okay, let us say, right, the user is entering done. So done is equal to done. So that means, right, it will come inside this if statement. It will be executing this break. Now we are breaking the loop, right? So that means we are coming out of this while loop immediately. Okay, so we will come out of this. It will come to this statement. You see here, this statement and this statement are present in the same column. So as a result, right, after this while is done, it will come to this print statement. So it will type it as done. Done with an exclamation. Okay. So this is the objective of your break. So if you see the flowchart here, as when it is true, right, it is executing these statements, right? So after executing this, again it is going to the loop. Okay, like this it continues, and when it encounters a break in this statement, when it encounters a break, we will be coming out of this and it will go and print as done. Okay, so this PPT, right, as I told you, it is available in cy4e.com. Okay, you can take this simple program and you can try it. So there is another another statement which is called as a continuous statement. Okay, the purpose of continuous, break, right? It will break the loop and it will come out of the while. Okay, it is coming to the end of the while loop. That is break. Okay, now continue is after continue, whenever, right, your control encounters continue. Now after continue, we are having these statements, right? Now rather than executing these statements, right, after continue, rather than executing this statement, what a continue will do is it will go to the beginning of the loop. Right? Okay, it will go to the beginning of this loop. It will check. It will skip all these statements. Okay, that is a continue. So you see a simple example for that. What does a continue do? A is equal to say A, and say first go and print this A. Okay, now what is the what we are doing? So A is not implemented, so we will be getting always true. It is running for infinite number of times. See, this is not stopping. Okay, so we will have A is equal to A plus 1. Okay, here. For old value. This is your new value. Okay. So as you can see, so old value is 2, right? And 2, it is incrementing this, right? And then new value is it is 3, right? And again, right, old value, right, will become 3 now, and new value, right, after incrementing it will be 4. Again, right, like this it goes on. Okay. Now, suppose, right, so what is a break statement? So I can stop this. A is equal to 5. Let us say you use a break. Now what is happen? What will happen is, see, this loop is it is running from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 10, right? So when it is 10, it is coming out of that loop. Okay, because we are having a lesser than here. So what we can do is we are having when A is equal to 5, we are breaking the loop. That means this loop will continue only up to 5. Okay. So you see here, so 2, 3, 4, right? So when it is coming as 5, see, when it is 4, when old value is 4, this is 4. Now A is becoming 5. When A is equal to 5, we are coming out of the loop. Okay, we have finished it. That's all. We are stopping that while. Okay. So if it is right, if we have a print statement here, it will control will go here, and it will print it as completed. Okay, like this. Now what does a continue do? Right? The continue what it does is let us say, right, if A is equal to 5, suppose, right, I'm saying it as continue here. Previously, right, suppose if I don't have continue, so you see the output. The output is right. See, it is printing this statement, old value. It is incrementing. It is printing the new value of A. And again, it is going to while. Again, printing the old value, increment, print the new value of A. Again, you go here, print, check the condition, and then print the old value. Again, right, execute A is equal to A plus 1, print the new value. This is what is happening. If I use a continue here, now what will happen? It will skip the statements that is after this continue. So this is a print statement that is following this continue. So this will be skipped. It won't be executed. So continue, it will from 5. When we see continue, it will go back to while. Okay, it will go back to the test condition in while A less than 10. Okay. So what will be the output of this? So we will never get this new value. We will never get this print statement. This print statement will never get executed. Okay. You see here. So when I have say a is equal to 2, 2 less than 10, right? It is going inside. Old value is printed. A is equal to a plus 1 is done. And after that we are having continue. So it will continue to the next iteration of while. Okay, that is the meaning for continue. Break is breaking the loop, and continue is continue to the next iteration of while. Okay, next iteration of that loop. So it will skip this new value. Okay, so again it will go to the while. It will go to the start of this while. Okay, so again check the condition. Come here, increment, again continue. So go to the next iteration. Again print the old value. A is equal to a plus 1. Continue. Go to the next iteration. Like this it goes on. So that is your continue. The statement will never get printed. Okay. So if we see here, whenever we see continue, we are skipping these statements. Okay. These statements will not execute it. It will go back to the next iteration of while. Okay. So you see here, what is happening here? Now we are getting some input from the user. This is the input, and we are checking whether the input the user enters, it is always a string. Okay, and in a string, what is the character that is present at line of 0, right? So line of 0 is this entire string, and this is your first character. So this is line of 0, h. Okay, h is your, if it is hello there, then line of 0 is h. So whether h is equal to hash, no. Okay, it is not equal to hash. Okay, so it will not go inside, it will come to here. Again, it is not done, so it will not go into break, it will go on print that line. So we are getting hello there. And suppose, right, if it is uh, now next iteration of this is again while true, getting the input from the user. Now we are pressing a hash here, right? And then don't print this. Okay, now what is line of 0? Line of 0 value is, it is this hash. Okay, so line square bracket of 0, that refers to what is the character that is present in 0th index of line, 0th index of string line. Now 0th index is the index is starting from 0 till the length of that string minus 1. And what is the character that is present at 0? It is hash. Okay, now hash is equal to hash, right? Condition is true, it will go inside. Now we are having a continue here, so that means it will go to the next iteration of your while. Okay, it will skip these. So after this, right, we have to get a print statement, but it is not printing. Okay, it is not printing that line because it has skipped these statements. So it is going to the next iteration. Again we are getting the input, right, from the user. Say the user has typed print this, it is not equal to hash, the first character, it is not equal to hash. Now as a result, it will not go inside. It checks whether it is done, it is not done. Okay, it will not go inside this. Then we are printing the line, we are printing this. Then you go to the next iteration of while, you come here, right, again get the input from the user. Say the user is typing done. Okay, now line of 0, what is line of 0? Line of 0 is d, right, and d is not equal to hash, so it will not go inside this continue. So again we are coming here. Now done is equal to done, right? So condition is true, we are taking a break. So it is coming out of the, okay. So we will stop here, right? So any doubts you have,